Ready, Mindy?
Scribbling on mine.
All right. I will call the regular meeting of the Everman City Council for Tuesday, September 20th, 2022 to order. The time is 6:31. Everybody please rise for a moment of silence while I pledge allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item is consent agenda. We have financial report for August 2022.
I move, are you ready for a motion?
Yeah, I'll entertain a motion.
Okay, move we approve the consent agenda as written.
Motion made and second. Any further discussion? Hold council.
Place one.
Aye.
Place two.
Aye.
Place three.
Aye.
Place four.
Aye.
Place five.
Aye.
Place six.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Next item, item A was not going to happen. Oath of office, so we'll drop down to item B, proclamation, Hunger Action Month 2022. Proclamation declaring September 2022 as Hunger Action Month, whereas hunger and poverty are issues of vital concern in North Texas, where 1 in 6 people face hunger and 1 in every 4 children do not know where the next meal will come from. And whereas the city of Everman, Texas is committed to stepping up to combat hunger in every part of our community and provide additional resources for those in Everman need. And whereas approximately 500,000 individuals living across the Tarrant area face food insecurity and rely on food resources and services provided by the Tarrant Area Food Bank annually, including more than 270,000 residents living in cities across Tarrant County, like the city of Everman. And whereas the month of September has been designated Hunger Action Month to bring attention to food insecurity in our communities and to enlist the public in the work of ending hunger by taking simple actions, including donating, volunteering, and advocating on hunger issues to ensure nobody has to make an impossible choice between food and other necessities like housing, medicine, utilities, or childcare. And whereas food banks across the country, including the Tarrant Area Food Bank, will host numerous events throughout the month of September to bring awareness to hunger issues and increase public action to end hunger in our local community. Be it proclaimed by the City Council of the City of Everman that we proclaim September 2022 as Hunger Action Month in the City of Everman. We urge all citizens to work together to recognize and support this tremendous community need. You want to come up, Jared? I assume this is going to you. Yeah. This is Jared Williams with the Area.
Good evening.
Also got a presentation.
I do, yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, guys, y'all turn around.
Oh, let's see.
Fix it.
Y'all move that way a little and get the podium out. Yeah.
So,
Okay, I'll. Where am I right now?
let's see. Yeah, you're up.
Okay,
Item C, Tarrant Area Food Bank, Dr. Jared Williams, Vice President.
and then you'll have the presentation. Yes. Also, I will.
And Mindy's also has it up on the monitors for our crowd.
Okay, great. Do I need to click through it or? Well, while she's pulling that up, I just want to say thank you, Mayor Richardson and Council, for all of the amazing work that you do for the city. I know that this job is really hard, and so thank you all for your sacrifice to the city of Everman. Also want to say thank you all for the ongoing partnership that you all have with the Tarrant Bank on hunger issues. We partner with several organizations. I think it's 10 total in the city of Everman to distribute food to the community. And that wouldn't be possible without you also. Thank you all so much for that. Also, our CEO, Julie Butner, was supposed to be here, but she couldn't make it. She's at the City of Forest Hill giving the same presentation. We thought we'd start at 5 o'clock, but y'all know how city agendas go. So I'll be giving the presentation on behalf of the food bank, and then hopefully she can make it just a short drive over towards the end for any questions. If not, I'll take care of it.
Thank you.
Awesome. So first of all, Tannery Food Bank is just so honored to be able to serve for as long as we have. We serve 13 counties, which most folks don't know. Some folks call us the Tarrant County Food Bank, but we're actually the Tarrant Area Food Bank, and we serve over 500,000 folks who are facing food insecurity. We're part of a network called Feeding America, and we do a study regularly called Map the Meal Gap, and there's a website that shows you the level of food insecurity by county and by food bank service area. And so these numbers are as of 2020 because the study has a lag behind it, but we know that half a million is about an accurate estimate of folks facing food insecurity across that 13 counties we serve. We have 2 distribution centers, one downtown in Fort Worth, and then the second one we just opened up a year ago in Parker County. And so you'll see on this map, the areas in green are serviced by our Parker County locations right off the 20 in the city of Weatherford. And then our TFB main is what we call the Fort Worth campus, services all of the counties in red. And so we're serviced by the Fort Worth campus here in Everman. Next slide. So we started as a food bank in 1982, and we have grown over the past several decades. We're actually the largest charitable food distributor across our 13 counties. We have about 120 full-time employees that either work on our admin side, like education programs, our benefits assistance programs, et cetera, or they work in our operations and our distribution centers. So our Fort Worth distribution center is 77,000 square feet, which is rather large. And then our Parker County is nearly 30,000 square feet. So total, we have 100,000 square feet worth of operation space that our employees work in. We have a $150 million budget annually, and a great majority of that, about 130 million, is in food assets. So because we receive so much support federally in terms of USDA for farmers, we have to account for that, and USDA gives a dollar value to all the food that we hold in storage. To give an example, within our Fort Worth campus, 77,000 square feet, we receive food and we turn it around from the time we receive it in 48 hours, the entire warehouse. So that gives you scale to how much we're putting out every 2 days. And then, of course, 20 million of that approximately is our actual dollar budget that goes to salaries and programs, et cetera. And so needless to say, we don't have enough employees to be able to distribute the amount of food we do, so we rely heavily on volunteer hours. Each year we do about 20,000 volunteers, either in our field sites like our pantries, our mobile distributions like at Herman Clark, and also in our volunteer center at our distribution center. So needless to say, it takes all hands on deck to really be able to. Next slide, please. Oh, this year's our 40th anniversary as well. So we'll have a big festival. Everyone's invited here. It's on our website. Food banking started in Phoenix, Arizona in the 60s. And the same person who founded the first food bank ever in the history of our country also founded a network called Feeding America, which is an association of over 200 food banks across the country. We are part of Feeding America, and the benefit of that is every food bank pays to be a part of this network, but as a part of that, we get access to federal partnerships that allow us to get commodities directly from USDA, which are commodities that support farmers when they can't sell their product in the market, but it's still high quality and highly nutritious. Supply and demand dictates that, and so we're able as a food bank network to rescue foods through commodity programs for the USDA. Next slide, please. So these are affiliations. Feeding America is our sister association for the country, and then Feeding Texas is the sister of the sister, if you will. Feeding Texas is our state association that is a part of Feeding America. And there's 21 food banks across the state that serve in partnership with Feeding Texas. Both Feeding Texas and Feeding America have their own staff and executive directors, and also they also have their own board, which is made up usually by the CEOs of food banks. And so food banks have oversight in a lot of ways of these associations. And as a part of that, we're able to have things like government relations teams that help advocate for large scale resources from the federal government. Just to give an example, the White House administration approved $1.5 billion in emergency food assistance aid just a week ago. That was a direct result of our advocacy work that then allows food banks to purchase additional foods because COVID relief has dropped, but the need due to rising costs and stagnant wages is still really high. So that's something. This is a map of the food banks. So you'll see North Texas Food Bank is in red. We're Ternary Food Bank, we're in green on this map, and we share Denton County, but everything basically 35W is Ternary Food Bank, and everything 35 is next slide. So these are some stats that still blow me away. I served on the board at the food bank for 3 years, and I've only been on the job 90 days. But these statistics still blow me away. 1 in 6 people in Tarrant area service area are facing food insecurity, and 1 in 4 of those individuals are children. And so needless to say, we work really hard to meet that need. Next slide. So United Way puts out a report, and it's called the Alice Report. This report is really talking about what does it take wages wise to be able to meet basic needs such as utilities, gas for transportation, housing, and food. And that wage based on this report is $20 an hour. That's important because many of the clients that we serve, there's 2 that we see quite frequently. It's the Alice client who is working 2 and 3 jobs to try to make ends meet. Maybe they have federal benefits like WIC or TANF or SNAP, but for one reason or another, they're not able to make it through the entire month based on the income they have. So we typically see them as that bridge. We'll provide groceries to get to the next paycheck. The second client is our seasoned saints, is what my dad would call them. He's a Baptist minister, but our senior citizens who are on fixed income, and same kind of story with costs of living going up. That fixed income on his retirement, Social Security, et cetera, is not rising at the same rate as costs are. Next slide. So some of the root causes we see, and we talk to all of our clients, we build really strong relationships with them. We see that some of the causes of food insecurity are cost of living, stagnant wages, crisis like a divorce, or a job loss or a disability that was unexpected, like a tragic car wreck or on-the-job injury. We also see that childcare is another challenge for families, especially now. I have a baby on the way. She will be due January 11th. And me and my wife are having really tough conversations about whether or not to pay the $1,500 a month childcare fee, or for one of us to take off for some time so that we can, save some money and things. So that's something that we see in a lot of our clients that we serve. And the list goes on. Next slide, please. So just a very quick crash course. We rescue food that's high quality food from a number of places. We get food from commodities from the federal government directly from USDA. We also get high quality foods from grocery stores. So we have partnerships with every major grocery store supplier. And we also get foods from the distributors that distribute to restaurants and to grocery stores, et cetera. So we have a very diverse mix of food, but the government commodity is probably one of the largest programs that we have. And then we take that and distribute it through partner agencies. So we distribute 65 million pounds per year, which is about 60 million meals per year. And we distribute about 1 million meals a week through 470 partner agencies. And I will say we don't have enough partners, so we're always looking for more partners, either to do a mobile distribution or to set up as a pantry. This year, we were really proud to be able to work with the Texas Department of Agriculture through a grant to re-grant $1 million to our partner agencies for them to buy things like forklifts, pallet jacks, refrigerators, racks to store their food. And so we are very committed to supporting our pantries and helping them build capacity as we build capacity. Another great program is our commodity supplemental food program. It's a federal program that has allowed us to get foods directly from the federal government through USDA. It's shelf-stable items, and it allows us to fund our senior program. We create senior home delivery boxes, and we have a number of ways of getting them directly to our senior neighbors. We deliver to partner agencies like our pantries. We have a home delivery program through Amazon and through like a Uber Eats. It's not Uber Eats, but it's a similar model, and they all deliver for free for us because the program is just so important. So that's some of our programs. I want to highlight this slide because it's not only enough, and we believe it's not only enough for us to meet the need where it's at, but it's also important to end hunger and end the need as well. So we have a number of programs outside of our pantry work that aims to help improve the circumstances of our clients, the neighbors that we serve facing crisis. So we have education programs like workforce training programs. We have a culinary program and also a distribution logistics program that are ran by the Tier Food Bank. We also have education programs like farmers market nutrition programs, where we set up a farmers market with local farmers, and then we provide like recipes with that produce. So we have a couple chefs that are also nutritionists that will grab everything they can out of the farmers market. Then they make it into something really delicious, and they give samples with the recipe cards, so families will know what they can buy there and what to do with it. Another program we have that's really exciting and brand new. We just acquired another 80,000 square foot building. That'll be our produce ag hub. It was funded from a number of sources, from ARPA funds from Texas Department of Agriculture, ARPA from Tarrant County, ARPA from the city of Fort Worth, as well as 1.5 million from the Sid Richardson Foundation. So it's a total of a $12 million project. And as a food bank, we're giving an additional $8 million to renovate this building to bring it to food grade. With that, we're able to go from about 20% produce out of that 65 million pounds distributed every year up to 50% produce. So that means that in every meal that we distribute, we're able to provide fresh produce that's directly sourced from Texas farmers, mostly in the valley, but also here locally. The scale of produce that we need, there's no way we could supply it locally alone. So I like to call it Texans feeding Texans. And so this produce hub is going to be a really big deal. It'll take about 8 months for us to get off the ground, and it'll help us, for example, with our CFSP program, to be able to take a shelf-stable box of pantry items for seeds and match it with produce. Next slide, please. You can keep going. I did want to present just 3 more slides. We were presented to the city of Forest Hill options for mobile grocery stores. That's a really big issue in Forest Hill. And so we wanted to communicate that also to this body as well, because there may be some opportunities to share this kind of mobile concept. So we're very early in these discussions and want to make sure that you all agree as well. So there's 3, can you go back one? There's 3 options for mobile grocery stores that are based on other food banks that are in the Feeding America network. The first one is Mobile Marketplace. It's basically a truck and trailer. Kroger sponsors it. And basically the way it works is, because most food banks can't sell the food that they have gathered in inventory because it's donated food. This option allows for food banks to provide supplemental services in partnership with a grocery retailer. And the grocery retailer would basically tie the food that's on that truck to a store in the area that's doing really well, so they can absorb the loss, because it takes 3 years for like a mobile concept like this to be profitable. So it's a way of basically providing a retail option, especially for some of those staple items that may not be present in a particular area or in a particular grocery store or a particular convenience stores that are. This is usually the way it's operated is the grocery store will purchase the truck and then the trailer. The food bank will provide an FTE to do nutrition education, benefits, application assistance. So we have a team of 17 FTEs that help families apply for state benefits if they're certified by the state to be able to help them navigate benefits, whether it's Medicaid, whether it's Social Security, WIG, SNAP, and so on. And then the grocery store will dedicate to FTEs, and then the mobile grocery store will bounce around the next slide. The park and market is another example on that slide. Similar, grocery store sponsors the vehicle, except the food bank runs the vehicle, including the sale of food, but they have to source the food separate from donate food and track it. So the food bank would provide those same FTEs, the grocery store wouldn't, but they can pay for the trailer. Next slide. The last one is groceries on the go. It's all in one vehicle, so it's not a truck and a trailer. Next slide. And essentially the way it works is the vehicle will be sponsored by private donors and then operated by the food bank. So again, we would have to keep our donated products separate from for sale product. And again, the unit could be in one neighborhood one day and then next the other. Usually what most food banks do is they try to make sure that they have a regular consistent schedule that's publicized so that all of our residents know when the mobile market is going to be where it says it's going to be. So that is all of our slides. I just want to go to this last slide just to say we have a red fleet already. We're not to the mobile solutions. We have 3 red buses right now. They operate a little bit differently though. Therefore our benefits team. So we're able to take the red bus to cities and neighborhoods to help folks in food insecure areas register for state benefits. Right now, for example, SNAP utilization in Tarrant County is at 40%. This is dollars that have already been allocated from the federal government that are not utilized. So our goal is to try to raise those SNAP benefits by helping folks who would qualify apply for that and then help them navigate the process of getting those benefits with the state. So we have 3 of those buses, one Fort Worth sponsored, so it stays mostly in Fort Worth. The second one, the city of Arlington sponsored, so it stays mostly in Arlington. And then the third one, Parker County Hospital District sponsored, so it services communities on the western portion of our service area. I know that was somewhat of a long presentation, so thank y'all for bearing with me, but I did want to brief you on all of our programs and then specifically the grocery options going into those conversations are being had just next door. So I'll stop and answer any questions or any ideas that you'll have.
Outstanding presentation. Thank you very much. Very much. Had no idea all this was going on.
That's why we do this, because we're trying to get the word out. We want to be the food supplier. So if there is ever a need with food, we have food and we're committed to be.
Craig and I did go out and tour the facility and we were very impressed with the amount of food they had and fresh produce. I mean, pineapples, just boxes and boxes of stuff. They just turn around and send right back out. So filled products. But it was eye-opening. So, and the deal he brought about the senior citizens, that might be ideal for a lot of our residents. So,
I can answer questions specifically today, yes. And don't tell HEB I said this, but our produce is better than that. So, it's fresh. I mean, it's better than what you would find in the grocery store because it's coming straight from farmers. So
I know we're gonna try to work with them to see what we can do to get the word out to our citizens that may be able to utilize the deal for senior citizens.
How does it work?
So right now we're servicing 1,500 seniors in the Tarrant area a month. This is our first year doing the program. So needless to say, we have a lot of capacity to grow. So essentially we would form a partnership with the city or with a senior center. And we would then start building a regular schedule to supply the food based on the need in that particular area or city. That's exactly right. And so let's say, for example, we had a senior center that we wanted to distribute the food to. We would distribute however many boxes are needed based on this senior center's input. And then we've done this in the past where we'll distribute it to a senior center, and then they coordinate volunteers that will either deliver it to the seniors who are homebound, or they'll coordinate with loved ones or the seniors themselves to come pick it up from the site. Some cities have helped facilitate conversations with private companies like a Favor or where that company will basically get a tax exempt or a donation credit at the end of their fiscal year for distributing food directly to seniors and households.
Is this the same organization that does the every third Thursday of the month food distribution at the Everman supermarket parking?
Yes, I believe so. That's our mega market, and then
Okay.
also Herman Clark as well.
Yes,
I have
yes.
a list in my email that I can share with you all
Okay.
of our programs.
Okay.
I want to say for the city of Everman, I think we distributed in this, we do it by zip code, but for Everman and Fort Sill, it was about 500,000 pounds of food distributed this fiscal year. So
Wow,
that's a lot of,
it's a lot of food.
that's about a little under 500,000.
Well, Jared's not saying anything, but I just found out he's a Fort Worth council.
I am. That's
Don't
my,
throw anything at
that's
him.
my volunteer projects.
Oh, so that's why you said you knew how difficult it was. to be
Yes,
councilman.
I relate.
Can you talk about volunteering and how that works?
Yes, so
Hours, what kind of needs you need in that area? Who do you contact?
So on our website, we have our volunteer services link, and it goes directly to a volunteer opportunity page. We're able to manage volunteer opportunities for food bank events. We also work with our pantries to help them with like best practices on recruiting volunteers, so we can certainly help with that as well. So that's basically how the volunteer. part
Yeah, on
works.
Saturdays they have 2 shifts.
Exactly. So we have a volunteer center, which is really a huge need for us because that's where we receive bulk. Like for example, we received cartons that were probably this wide or this tall of potatoes this week, and like 30 of them, right? And so there's no way we can take that to a partner agency and they'd be able to get it out in the community. So we bag them. And we need help. So every day we have, except Sunday, we have 3 shifts. So Monday through Friday, there's a morning shift, a midday shift, and an evening shift. Wednesday is family night, and then Saturday we do 2 shifts. Saturday evening is off. So we are always looking for individuals, families, organizations, companies to help us at the volunteer center.
And that link is on your website,
Yes,
tafb.org.
TAFB.org.
Yes, and they also box vegetables and fruits for senior citizens as well. I volunteer.
You're a hunger hero. Thank you so much.
I was the National Honor Society advisor at the high school for 8 years. And on the Thursdays of every month, we would get a busload of kids. Well, they walked to it when it was in the park, which is just really close to the high school. Then they moved it. And so the district would provide a bus, and I'd check their names off the list, and they'd get on the bus and go down there, and they'd come back and go, wow,
We have lots of students all the time.
it did
Speaking
them
of-
well.
Thank you so much. And speaking of students, we also are looking for partnerships with school pantries. When our CEO came on board about 2 years ago, we had, I want to say 19 school pantries across our 13 counties. Now we're up to 90 in 2 years, and we're looking to add way more. So school pantries is another opportunity that we're looking to do, and not just to send the kid home with a backpack, but what we found was that when we send kids home with a backpack, they usually eat it on the way home, and then the family's left with nothing. So we send a full box of groceries that will feed the entire family through the weekend. So the pantries are another great opportunity.
Do you partner with churches at all?
We do. Actually, let me pull up this list really quick. I think it's, I should know this offhand. Everman Methodist.
First Methodist.
First Methodist is an example of one of our partner agencies.
They're right across the street from our high school.
Exactly.
Cool.
I know in the past, anything they had left over from the food pantry went to the church for them to distribute. So
So one more example, Herman Clark, we have the big Mega Mobile. Tomorrow is the last regularly scheduled Mega Mobile. We're trying to go back to pre-pandemic operations where we operate in our pantries because those are consistent, reliable, and convenient ways for neighborhoods to access food. So anything that's left over, for example, there, we distribute to pantries nearby. And Everman First Methodist is an example of that. So spread the word. Tomorrow is the last regular Herman Clark. However, the partner agencies are still serving food. We still supply them, and they can find that at tfp.org on the Find Food app. And it's a map that's interactive that'll help them find based on what's closest to them.
Thinking about the senior citizens.
I mean, Craig and I both talked about it. It's something we need to,
So how do we start?
well, we'll have that conversation with Craig and then we'll figure it out.
That's why we wanted to brief y'all today, just to see what, sounded of interest to you all. And then we'll schedule further conversations to, plan out the weeds of it. We want to be a good partner as always. So whatever the need is, and when y'all see it, we'd love to explore how we can help.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank y'all as well for what y'all do. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
For the base.
Thank you.
Take care.
Have a good
Have a
evening.
good evening.
Okay, Mindy, next time, citizens' comments. We have discussion items. Consideration possible action, item A, approve ordinance number 790, an ordinance of the city council of the city of Everman, Texas, authorizing the city manager's execution of correction instruments for 9 lots, lot 3, out of the Eureka addition situated in the city of Everman, Tarrant County, Texas, which was purchased by the Everman Economic Development Corporation. I'll entertain a motion.
I move we approve ordinance number 790 as written.
Motion made second. Mike, if you want to elaborate on that any?
You may remember in 2015, that Economic Development Corporation bought 14 lots. And they should have been recorded under the EDC's name. However, they recorded it in the city government's name. So these documents will correct all of that.
Do we have any questions or comments? Poll council.
Place 1.
Aye.
Place 2.
Aye.
Place 3.
Aye.
Place 4.
Aye.
Place 5.
Aye.
Place 6.
Aye.
Clear.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item B, approve ordinance number 791, an ordinance of the city council of the city of Everman, Texas, ratifying, authorizing, and approving the conveyance of certain tracts of land being lot 11R and lot 12R, block 2 of the Eureka addition of the city of Everman, Texas, Tarrant County, Texas, to the Everman Economic Development Corporation, authorizing the city managers execution of economic development performance and 380 agreement between the city of Everman, the Everman Economic Development Corporation, and Mounier Development Partners LLC, including all property transfer documents containing certain terms and conditions. That's a mouthful.
I move we approve ordinance number 791 as read.
Second.
Motion made second. Any further discussion? See it done. Roll the council.
Place 1. Aye. Place 2. Aye. Place 3.
Aye.
Place 4.
Aye.
Place 5.
Aye.
Place 5. Clear.
Aye.
Carried.
Okay, item C, approved variance for Mounier Development Partners LLC to allow for mixed use of C1 neighborhood commercial and multi-story condominium residential for the following lots. Block 3, lot 3R, 404 King. Block 2, lot 11R, 405 King Street. Block 3, lot 2R, 406 King. Block 3, lot 1R, 408 King. Block 2, lot 12R, 403 King Street. Block 2, lot 6R, 406 North Race. Block 2, lot 7R, 408 North Race, Block 2, Lot 8R, 410 North Race, Block 2, Lot 9R, 412 North Race, Block 3, Lot 4R, 502 North Race, and Block 2, Lot 10R, 414 North Race.
I think you left one out. I'm kidding.
Read it again.
You're not. I move we approve the variance for Mooney Development Partners LLC as read. Second. I know it.
Any further discussion?
I just have a comment. I had mentioned it in the EDC meeting, but is there a way that I guess maybe in the newsletter or something that we can input what's going up there so that the residents will be aware, those that live on the other streets, that they'll be aware of the, the 3-story building going up directly behind them?
Yeah, I can do that now, Johnny. I know Mindy was calling for newsletter articles by last Friday, but since this was not discussed yet by council or EPC, I did not submit that for this upcoming newsletter, but I can, unless she allows me to do it now. Nope, she's giving me a dirty look.
So January,
Okay.
so the
So I-
January edition.
No,
Oh, okay.
So I'll get that to her tomorrow.
Thank you.
What is the purpose? These developers, if you have traveled around Fort Worth, Dallas, these are pretty popular now where they're building these retail sites in these areas where they have retails at the bottom and then condos at the top. So that's what they're doing. They're just bringing that same concept to our city. No.
That's two different animals there.
Yeah, these are completely different, and if you see the pictures of what they're gonna build that I gave you, completely different than what we have, and we've put a lot of provisions into the agreements to make sure that we're getting a very good quality project developed. So they're committed to it. It's an $8.2 million project. They're committed to doing a really nice job. So, yeah, we understand. And if they could, they would like to get those other lots as well on Bridge Street, but that's a different subject for a different time.
Any other discussion? Full council.
Thanks, Mom. Two. Aye. Three.
Aye.
It's 4.
Aye.
It's 5.
Aye.
It's 6.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, next item, executive session, section 551.074, past performance evaluation, consideration of continued services with Jorge's Law Firm, PLLC, for legal representation of the city of Everman, Everman Economic Development Corporation, and Everman Municipal Court of Record. Item B, section 551.074, consideration appointment to approve legal services to the city of Everman and the city Everman Economic Development Corporation in connection with general legal services. Item C, section 551.074, consideration of appointment of city prosecutor for the express primary purpose of prosecuting Everman Municipal Court of Record cases. Time is 7:10. We're going to executive session. Okay, I'll call the meeting back to order. The time is 7:34. I'll entertain a motion for an executive session.
I move. We did A, correct?
Yes.
I move that we terminate any and all agreements with the Borquez Law Firm as it relates to legal services provided for the city of Everman, Everman Economic Development Corporation, and the Everman Municipal Court effective immediately.
Second.
Motion made second. Any further discussion? Full council.
Place one. Place two. Aye. Place three.
Aye.
Place four.
Aye.
Place five.
Aye.
Place six.
Aye.
Mayor,
Aye.
motion carried.
I'll entertain another motion.
I'll make a motion to appoint Nichols, Jackson, Dillard, Hager, and Smith LLP to provide legal services to the city of Everman and the Everman Economic Development Corporation in connection with general legal services effective immediately, and authorize the mayor to execute the proposed letter of engagement with said firm.
Second.
Who's been second?
I did. Thank you.
Motion made second. Any further discussion? Full council.
Place one. Place two. Aye. Place three.
Aye.
Place four.
Aye.
Place five.
Aye.
Place six.
Aye.
Mayor,
Aye.
motion carried.
I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion to appoint Craig Magnuson, attorney at law, as the Everman Municipal Court of Record prosecutor and authorize the mayor to execute the proposed retainer agreement.
Motion made second. Any further discussion? Full council.
Place one. Aye. Place two. Aye. Place three.
Aye.
Place four.
Aye.
Place five. Aye. Place six.
Aye.
Mayor,
Aye.
motion carried.
Next item, city manager's report. Do you have anything, Susan?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mayor's report, I just have one little brief comment. We had a meeting today on our flood study with Tarrant County and Teague, Neal, and Perkins, who have been going to be given the contract to do our flood study. And this was on the scope of work. Meeting went well. It will be more of a regional instead of just local, to cover all aspects of our watershed. But they've asked for the proposal from Chief, Neal, and Perkins to be with the county by 9:30, and Commissioners Court should vote on it on November the 11th. As soon as all that's done, then they will hit the ground, start doing surveying and gathering information, documentation, things that we have, and anything else relating to the flood. And they said it would probably take about,
Did you say the 11th?
yeah, November 11th.
That's Veterans Day. Are they gonna be?
That's the next day they're having Commissioners Court, is what I was told. That could change, but
We're gonna count on
I'm glad
them
we're getting something
proving
moving on it.
that. Yes.
that's all I have. So with that being said,